How do patterns of the past survive? How is it possible that over and over and over the past arises? You know, and oftentimes there's already a lot of awareness of that, right? And yet the patterns subside and then they arise again. You know, patterns of the past thrive on repetition. And we might not know exactly, obviously, how many times already the past has been present. We don't know the strength of the past until it arises. Actually, we can know it experientially because it's like it has its own momentum. It takes our attention. You know, there are two things that are really important here. One is, and you know, whatever I'm speaking about this, please make sure you are not using it to judge your experience. But one is to recognize that every time we engage in the arising past, it actually makes the past stronger. You know, same if we would like to reject it or suppress it, right? That would also make the past stronger. You know, that's why it's so important to recognize or to learn or to foster a greater capacity of the nervous system to be here, to be able to experience the arising past. Not deny, not suppress, not engage, but experience the arising past. So patterns thrive on repetition, right? And you know, there's this moment, I'm sure you are aware of that moment when you kind of know this is the past, and somewhere you think, and then let's go with it, right? You know, that moment is the key. Because ultimately in that moment, you know, when we are able to be here in that moment, when we are able to recognize in the moment that in truth, in reality, we don't have to engage. You know, that's very, very powerful. And not having to engage doesn't mean the past is still not going to arise, exist in some way and subside. But in that way also, it is not going to recharge. You know, either by fully allowing yourself to experience it, or by this very simple and powerful discrimination. You know, when you know that this is the past, let's not move. Let's not move with that.